That bird up there has been going at that ether all afternoon, and it's like, shut up already. Yeah, so right now I am in the middle of a little bit of work on the Blazer. A couple radios. One's the Blazer stock unit, and one I just picked up from a junkyard. Yeah, just picked this darn truck up and I'm already starting to change things on it, right? Have a look at it. This is it. It is a beauty. But you know, the outside isn't even the best part. I mean, it's got its scratches and everything. And if you look here, it's got the rear airbag helper suspension, which you can see right here. It's got that. But just look at that frame. It's in great condition. The exhaust. Oops. Here went my phone. I mean, the exhaust isn't even rusted. It looks like it was just put on, and he says he's never done anything with the exhaust. I think that might be the only little bit of rust right there. The rear end was just rebuilt. Yeah, I think it's a locking rear end, a G80 or something like that. But inside, that's the radio it came with. And the only problem with it is it doesn't have an auxiliary input, so it had to go. But this is it. It's got the 5-speed standard transmission. It has a 350 cubic inch 5.7 liter engine, which looks just as good as the rest of the truck does. It's got a whole bunch of stuff ripped out of it right now because I'm swapping parts over from the Blazer. There's the beauty. The radiator is brand spanking new as of 2 weeks ago. There's one of the hoses from the heater core is brand new as of 2 days ago. And yeah, it comes, well, it's pretty much 100% stock, except for one thing. He had Headman headers put on, but that's like the only thing that has been changed from stock. Everything else, well, I guess there is one more thing. It is a 5-speed as well as 4 on the floor 4-wheel drive. But this one is special. Remember when I was back in Fairbanks with that 93 and having the actuator problems with the 4-wheel drive, and I had to manually modify it? Well, this truck is never going to have that problem because it's basically manual activation front differential lockup with this little guy right here. Now the front differential is engaged. Now it isn't. That is beautiful. In fact, let me just put the camera down there so you can see what's going on. There is the component. Engaged and disengaged. So that'll be a lot easier to deal with. Instead of having that actuator taking 20 seconds to even engage the front end, and then it burning out on the first 2 weeks. That was just ridiculous. And the cruise control is about the only thing that doesn't work, except the seat here. I can't get it to go all the way back, but I think I know what the problem is there, and I'm gonna wait to fix it because I can drive comfortably. It's fine, but it would be more comfortable to get it fixed and be able to put the seat back all the way. But anyway, yeah, so I've got my 5-speed back again. And I love it. It's really nice to have a 5-speed standard transmission again. It really is. Now, the only thing is, it doesn't have electric door locks, windows, or mirrors. However, that will be changing because if you look back here and it is locked, where are my keys? I should be ready for this thing. I love this camper shell, by the way. It is a little bit of a pain to get into because the window seems to want to slide in the rail. He says every now and then you just gotta push it back a little bit. But in here, you'll see I have 2 doors. In those doors are all of the components needed to convert windows, locks, and mirrors to electric. These 2 boxes down here are brand spanking new power mirrors. Now, I got all of this from Reno Auto Salvage here, and I gotta tell you, these guys are fantastic. If you live in Reno and you need car parts for a domestic vehicle, Chevy, Ford, Dodge, they don't do anything else but Chevy, Ford, and Dodge, or whatever is equivalent, GMC, Ram, blah, 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 blah. They do them all, except the imports and all that. It's GM, Ford, and Dodge, pretty much. Anyway, those guys are where you want to go, because they not only have a gigantic selection, they are really good people to work with, and they got me this deal. 2 full doors. One of them actually still, I think, has the panel. I can't remember. No, maybe it doesn't. But anyway, it's 2 doors, 2 panels, the mirrors, and all. Well, they were going to get me the wiring, but that didn't work out, unfortunately. However, also got the radio for this one, and this little trim panel here that was missing when I got it, for just over $250 bucks. And I just know if I'd have tried getting it from somewhere else, like I know one place in Texas probably would have charged like $500 to $600 for all of this, and there's just no way I would have done that. So yeah. Oh, and headlight switches, and that one got busted off. Perfect. And no big deal. I've got 3 of them now. These 2 and the one in the truck. Yeah, and this here was in place of what would be an extension CD player or tape player that goes in the bottom part of the dash, because with the stock unit there was no auxiliary input. You couldn't put an extended CD player or tape player in it. But that's all going to change when I get this all figured out. What I'm attempting to do right now is figure out if I'm going to be able to put my Blazer's CD unit in to this truck. The problem is, this is the Blazer's mounting system, and as you can see, it is part of the case. This is the full size mounting mechanism. It's just tabs, not screws. And as you can see, it also is part of the case. So we're gonna have a little bit of a problem there if I can't get them switched over. But the only real problem would be is I couldn't have a CD player in there with this particular deck because of the iPod unit, which I am pulling out of the Blazer. The iPod unit acts as a CD changer, and apparently CD changers and CD players don't play well together with these units. Which, no big deal, because I don't really listen to CDs all that much, but I guess it'd just be nice to have. Kind of like this deck in here being with the CD player, and I've got the tape deck in the console. I think I've mentioned this before. I probably have, but it's in an old video. Yeah, I've got the tape deck in here, and then I've got the iPod unit mounted to the wall of the console, and it's falling apart. But yeah, I'm in the middle of swapping over the LEDs from the cluster into this cluster. That is pretty much done for now, because I don't have any more LEDs for all of these. I don't even know what this one does, honestly, or if it's even connected. But right now, I know the LEDs in the back are gonna stay, because I ain't gonna pull them all off the wall or anything. But I'm gonna take this one, which is currently lit for some odd reason. I pulled the fuse on it, so it shouldn't be lighting up at all. There's two of the newer good ones in there. The ones like this. Yeah. Those are the good bulbs. And the other ones I have are in the back, are like that instead. And those are from superbrightleds.com, and they tend to burn out. That's the third one that's been put in that particular slot, I think. Now, where did that cover go? Oh, screw it. I ain't gonna worry about it for right now, because I'm just gonna have to clean this truck out anyway. There it is. It can go up here. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the super bright LEDs in here. Not worry about them. I might even leave this one in here and just get one from Super Bright LEDs, and no, VLEDs. That's where I got the good ones. Pick them up from VLEDs, and then I'll put them in the dome light in this truck, because it uses the same style bulb, Festoon 211, I think, 211-2, something like that. And these lights back here, I don't think they're any good, but it doesn't matter because the camper shell's in the way. I need to get these hooked up, as well as the dome light back here, and that's where that ends right there. He says he had them hooked up before, but the wires are like stuck in the frame rail, something like that. Just something for me to deal with later. I'm not worried about it right now. All of the lights on this truck currently work, so that's what matters to me at this particular moment. I have LED bulbs for these at the house, which I actually got by mistake, and they sent me replacements from VLEDs. They sent me 1157s instead of the 3157s I needed for this truck. They did it twice until they finally got me my 3157s I needed for this truck. And as you can see, they also are the really cool LED kind. I love them, honestly. They're great. And right now, I think all I can do is just turn the flashers on, so you can kind of see them in action. Yeah, there we go. But they do have a dim mode too, and I've got the exact same bulbs back here, except in red instead of amber, of course. And unfortunately, those are going to have to stay with this truck, because I tried to use them on that one. I took the two bulbs out of this side and put them in on that side, and the park lights worked fine. However, when I had my brother step on the brake, one of the strips went smoky on me, and none of them, well, the other set went out. So I was like, oh great, that's fantastic. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the wiring is on this truck before I try that again, and see if it's even possible for me to do what I want to do. Because the way these bulbs are designed, let me find a bulb real quick, or just take one out of something. I have a whole bunch of bulbs in the side pouch over here. A whole bunch of stalkers. Yeah, get that out of the way. Oh, don't tell me these are all headlights. These are all headlights. Great. Ah, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Standard bulb has 4 leads. 2 on the left, 2 on the right, as you can see. Because inside, you've got the dim and the bright combined. Actually, one just turns on at the same time and it just gets brighter. It's typical. The LED bulbs have similar arrangement. However, the way the ones in the taillights are designed, I think, the 2 on one side are the inputs, and then it has one ground. And I'm wondering if they did something funky with the taillights on that truck where the input to one type is on one side and the input for the other is on the other side, and they are conflicting and probably blow the whole truck up. And that would suck, but there you go. It's ridiculous, and now I can turn you off because you're clicking like crazy. Yeah. So, that's what's going on here right now. I'm just getting that truck set up to head back to Texas with it sometime next week, because this truck, my good old Blazer, is going to be staying here with my brother in Reno. I think I've finally pretty much settled on that. I'm going to be sad to leave it, but funny thing is, it's still going to be in my name, so I'm not really giving it up, but I'm not going to be driving it regularly anymore. It's going to be this one. And, you know, I really couldn't be happier about that, because this is the truck that I have been wanting for a really long time now, particularly for this and just the body style. I've always been after this body style, even before I bought that one, but at that time I wasn't looking for a gas guzzler. But this one, he says, gets anywhere from 15 to 18 miles per gallon on the highway. I can do that, you know, I can do that. Yeah, you know, I really can't complain. This truck is in such good shape. The tires are good, and he sold it to me with an extra 3 rims, and the 4th one is the spare tire underneath. Or he couldn't find the 4th one, I don't know what he said. But I have 5 of the chrome beauty rings for him, so yeah. Probably were 5 rims at one time and he just lost one. I don't know how you would lose a rim, but whatever. Right? I went over to Walmart and picked up a couple things. He left some of his fluids in the old actuator. That ought to look familiar to you guys. It's the exact same one I had in the 93. This one also is burned out. Go figure. And then he just did the cap rotor wires and spark plugs, so I don't need to worry about them anytime soon. I picked up a bottle jack. I picked up some tire chains. And yeah, so that's my big news. For now, anyway. And it's got the towing package with the 7 conductor harness, and it's got the electronic brake controller for that right there. And you know, yeah, I can't complain about this truck at all. There is nothing I can think of to complain about. I like it. It's clean, it's in fantastic shape. It's only got 177,500 miles on it. It's good. I can't even complain about the non-power doors, honestly. Because I was talking to the guy at the salvage yard, and he told me that he's actually done this conversion before on the same style truck, And it's not hard to do, as long as I can get that harness that goes between the two doors. But unfortunately, it's all behind the dash, and the guys at the salvage yard weren't willing to pull the entire dash out for the wiring harness for me without extra labor cost, and it would take a lot more time, and I probably wouldn't be able to get it till Monday. I just said, alright, forget it, I'll just get my own from somewhere else. But that's the only thing that's going to keep me from getting power doors on this truck, is the wiring harness to go from the door to the fuse box and across to the other door. It's the only thing. I think the seats are actually leather, but okay, they're just leather sides, and then he's got this thing over the seats, so I don't know, I might keep them, I might not, I don't know, we'll see. They're not bad. But anyway, a couple more things I got from Walmart, and towing mirrors. He gave me the towing mirrors for it, and God, I don't know what else to say, really. There's not much more to say. And I like these rims for some reason. Those are some nice looking rims. Yeah. And it comes with the original manual and all that fun stuff. 1997 GMC Sierra. Well, there's a nice vlog all by itself. This clip is 22 minutes long. Holy hell. And yeah, I think that's all for now. I mean, it's got a couple of scratches in the paint, but it's kind of to be expected because he did take this truck out on back roads hunting and stuff, so not too unexpected. Same thing with this. I can see the heat getting to that, the sunlight, everything. So yeah, it's in the shape that is to be expected of a 17 to 18-year-old truck, but all said and done, it's freaking beautiful. Honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the windshield replaced because it's cracked all the way across, but that's about the only big thing I'm gonna have to do to it. Now, there's several things I've wanted to do to it, like the doors, but that's the only thing I absolutely have to do. So, anyway, I'm gonna try to get these two all figured out and see if I can swap components, and then we'll go from there. For now, this video is over, and I'm not even sure if I can continue video because I don't know if I have a battery charger with me. Let's find out about that real quick, shall we? Get rid of my Pilot pizza box. And see if I did bring a charger. Perfect. Okay, good. So we will be able to recharge batteries because my other one's dead too, and this one's flashing at me, so. Alright, I am going to shut up and do stuff now. Well, unbelievably, I think I might have gotten lucky because these radios are so similar to each other. The internals are identical. Well, the internals aren't going to matter at all because of it looks like the front mounting mechanism is separate from the body of the radio. So if I just pull that screw, that one, and that one, and then figure out what's going on with this. If it's the same as this, then I don't think we're gonna have a problem. Because of this, I'm gonna have to give it a good look, but we might be in luck here, because this is all I need for that truck. And it just came off the bottom half of this radio, and then there's this for the bottom half of this radio, which was the one in my Blazer. So, I'm going to continue here and see what I come up with. As you can see, I have taken this radio apart before. There are 2 resistors in here for my LEDs, and I also marked the positive leads, as you can see, for the blue LEDs, and this one's backlighting. And yeah, so let's, I'm gonna go ahead and continue here, and we'll see what happens.